Hey, what are you doing?
I'm sweeping out the pantry.
It's very exciting.
Yes, it is. Now I have, sorry.
Tonight,
now I have an
I'm cleaning
honest
out my
home.
pantry.
What are we
That's
doing?
my honest home, dude.
We're cleaning this out so we can put some buckets of food in here for our pantry challenge.
Whoop, whoop. So, Three Rivers Homestead's hosting a pantry challenge. She doesn't grocery shop for 3 months, and she just works through her pantry. And so we just started. Today's our first day. We're doing like we're not doing the pantry challenge completely, but we're definitely using it as inspiration to convert the way that we're shopping. Our commitment is to not grocery shop for the next 2 weeks and work through everything we have in our pantry, and then we're swapping from like grocery store shopping into buying bulk products, and then getting also like we get our Misfits box until we'll be growing our own in the spring. But until we have our own produce coming in, we're going to be using the Misfits products. And then using Azure Standard, we get our first order in on the 9th, which we're super excited about. And then just converting our cooking and our meals and our shopping to that. So we went and got a bunch of food grade buckets. We already have some bulk, but we're trying to work through the products that we have. Who's that? Is that Eva Bean? To swap over to Azure because we were able to get them organic there. So we're just cleaning out our pantry, and I'm really excited to share our first Azure Standard order when it comes in.
No.
And yeah, we'll just keep sharing as we like go through this process of swapping over our shopping strategy.
Instead, what?
Slow down, slow down.
Oh man. That went well.
Sweet. Alright guys.
Good.
So as a part of our pantry challenge, we went through and we wrote down all of the ingredients that I could like think of that we have, which is like stuff here on the right written in purple. I don't think it's like everything we have, but it's just like off the top of my head, everything that I could think of that we had in the pantry that I could use for meals. And then on the left, written in blue, I wrote down a bunch of the things that I can use, those a bunch of recipes that I could use those ingredients in. So like some things I didn't write over here, like the flours I have like stuff for baking just like left over in my pantry, condiments, things like that. So tonight, some of the canned stuff in my pantry was sweet potato puree, some salmon, I have like some spices, and I always have like onions and potatoes, and I just happen to have some cilantro in there. So, and then with the gluten-free flour, we're doing salmon patties, which is a Whole30 recipe in the Whole30 book, but our family happens to love it, and we'll do broccoli on the side with that. So this is one of our pantry challenge meals. So this recipe is the salmon cake recipe that I was talking about. So it calls for 3 cans of salmon. And then it takes about a cup. We have a silly Bubba. It takes about a cup of either pumpkin puree or like sweet potato puree or butternut squash puree. Dill, paprika, pepper, and salt. So I'm just gonna like dump all that in there. Half a cup. It calls for almond flour. I've used coconut flour. I'm using gluten-free flour for this dough. And then it calls for parsley, but I have cilantro, and it calls for scallions, but I just have onions. So I'm just subbing what I have. Let's stir those together. Baby. So you can kind of see the texture is it's not like super pasty, but it definitely like all sticks to itself, and there's no loose bits in there. And then I'm going to use like a 1/3 cup measurement.
Shut the spices.
This is open. Do a little bit of olive oil, and I, from my stepmom, somehow learned how to be a hand cooker. And so I need to get a paper towel out for this. So I'm going to take, I oiled my pan and I'm going to take 1/3 cup measurements and just kind of like, pack it in there, and then just, I literally just like boop, boop, boop. Okay, and then I just kind of smash them down a little bit. And they go in the oven for 20 minutes, and then we flip them at 425. And then I flip them and cook them for like 10 more minutes, and I'll make like a homemade tartar sauce with like mayo and pickles and dill and lemon juice. Okay, so I'm gonna like fry up my broccolini. So this is one of the things that was left over from my Misfits box that I hadn't gotten a chance to use before our trip. I wanted to show this because I thought it was so pretty. So like normally you would see this and you think, oh, that broccoli's going bad. One, like the broccoli isn't bad yet. I'd still use it. I don't know, some people throw it away if it's a little bit yellow. But broccoli, the little green, like the little green pieces on the top of broccoli, those are actually flower buds. And so you can actually see it on this broccolini. The flowers are turning yellow and starting to open. So that's why the broccoli actually starts to turn yellow, is because those are little yellow flowers. Oh, here's one you can see open. And so yeah, so actually I like this broccolini, has a very floral taste, and so I don't mind that it's yellow. We're gonna eat it now. If there was mold on it, that's a whole nother story. We say no to mold, but the yellow broccolini is actually just fine. So we're gonna fry those up and eat them next to our salmon patties, and that'll make a really lovely dinner. And again, I want to mention this is a Three Rivers Homestead challenge. You could find her YouTube channel. I'll link it in the comments. She is an amazing homesteading mama. She has some like really great resources on large family living and homestead life with a large family. And this is a challenge that she puts on, I think she said, for the last 3 years, and I'm really excited. It's the first time I've ever heard of it, and it just really inspired me to challenge myself to use up what's in my pantry and save a little bit of money. So I'm really excited about that.
You're not eating dinner. We can cut it for you.
So that is our salmon patty pantry challenge dinner. Hope to share a couple more like pantry challenge meals, so you guys can kind of see like how we throw together some food. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. So hope you guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you in the next video.
I think maybe we'll have the kids sleep in there, because then we can just store stuff in their rooms. So sounds pretty good.
We can sleep in here, right, Mom?
Totally.
Hey.